Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris and I am your host. We're talking with attorney Vernon Goins, who is a local lawyer right here in the Bay Area. Vernon, in this final segment, let's talk a little bit about business law. When should you incorporate? When should not incorporate? Sole proprietorship, even nonprofits, 501c3s and stuff. Can you talk about that a little bit? Let's just start with business.
Well, in my opinion, you need to find an entity, something other than yourself, to do business. One of the reasons, there are about 4 reasons why you want to do that. Number 1 is to protect against liability. In other words, you want to make sure that your business is separate and apart from your personal assets, such in a manner such that they are not exposed to when things go wrong. Number 2 is continuity of interest. Just look at the DuPonts, look at the Fords, look at some of these major corporations, maybe foundations. There's a reason why the great-grandson or the great-great-grandson, inherits stock, or for that matter is the chairman or chairwoman of the organization, because there's a succession plan in place. Third, unlike a sole proprietor, when you have a corporation, you're just not doing it on your own. With a corporation, you have a board of directors, you have shareholders, you have the officers with an LLC.
So it makes sense for people to get some good legal advice on whether to incorporate or not to incorporate, when it's a sole proprietorship versus incorporation, the advantages of incorporating.
Yes, and certainly just figure out a way to protect your assets, and figure out the most important thing, if you've learned from anything I've said, is to pass on what you've accumulated over your time to others. And not just only in the form of property, but in the form of wisdom, advice, and counsel, and some of the nuggets that have just little pieces of information that people have given you to help you become a bigger, better, stronger, wiser person, such as Mr. Harris has provided to me over our professional and personal relationship.
Well, I do know a little bit about corporations, since I was a corporate lawyer for many, many years before I wisely decided to retire some 15 years ago. Now, Vernon, in the final few minutes, let's talk about nonprofits, 501c3s. Any advice in terms of, especially the people who are trying to set up nonprofit corporations?
Well, I think the most important advice that I can give someone as it relates to a nonprofit is it's pretty straightforward to set up a nonprofit. You can, for that matter, go online and do whatever you need to do in order to fill things out. And in fact, the IRS now requires that your 501, that your tax exempt application be done online. They no longer accept paper applications. Okay.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but easy thing to do, go online and just follow what the Internal Revenue site tells you to do, and you're okay. Vernon, it has been a real pleasure having you here as my guest. Vernon Goins, again, is a lawyer right here in the Bay Area. And he's a lawyer that I've known for many years, and I certainly recommend him highly if you're in need of legal counsel. No matter what you do, when you do it, or how you do it, in the final analysis, it's still going to be all about community. Thank you for joining us, and thank you, Vernon Goins, for being my guest.
Thank you, Bob.
My name is Robert L. Harris, and I am your host.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.